are listening to the most original talk radio station anywhere. We are LA Talk Radio at latalkradio.com.
You're listening to Indies in Motion with Rick Mizuno, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Oh, yes. So in a moment, we are going to have another fabulous guest on the show via the phone connection. And so, in fact, we have a designated time for her to call in. And I give you a little heads up. She is what I call a powerhouse Los Angeles-based entertainment attorney who specializes in motion picture and television transactions, but she also covers, in fact, her firm covers the other aspects of the entertainment world, particularly speaking of music. But she has so much information, and she is such in demand. In fact, she was scheduled to be here, but because of her schedule and having to deal with all that important stuff, she couldn't be here. But is she there now on the phone?
Yes, I am. Hi, Rick.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing so fabulous that I almost cannot stand myself, but I can. So I was just giving a little bit of your credits, but I should introduce you. This is the fabulous, like I said, powerhouse entertainment attorney here in L.A. making it happen. And I'm probably going to botch it up, so do forgive me, but Akua Boyenne.
Akua Boyenne.
Oh, God, you sound so when you say it that way. Anyway, let me behave myself. But thank you for being on the show. I know you're very busy and you had to slice out a piece of your schedule to be on the show today. So I really, really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me on your show, Rick. Yeah, I've been dealing with an overseas production, and I apologize for not being in the studio this time, but next time I definitely will be there with you. Absolutely,
absolutely. Looking forward to it. So, gosh, again, because you cover so much in entertainment, and we only have time to talk about a little bit, but let's just jump right in there. What's on the top of your mind as far as what you want to share with my audience? Because I do have some notes here and some questions that I want to ask you.
Okay. Well, what question do you want to ask?
Okay, let's just get right into it because, for instance, as an artist, and I know other artists, we think about managers, we think about agents, we think about marketing, PR, and everything, but usually attorneys don't come up in the conversation unless we're in trouble. And so, so I guess that would be my first question. When do we contact an attorney for what we're doing?
Well, that's a good question, and of course, it depends on the nature of the deal.
Okay.
Let's see. So, ideally, a filmmaker, especially a producer or a writer, should have an entertainment attorney involved in the beginning during the submission process.
Oh, okay.
I get calls all the time from filmmakers who ask me if I'll submit their material for them. Many times they're afraid that someone will steal their idea, which
of course
is known as copyright infringement.
Yes.
And if you're doing a studio or some kind of network deal, the networks and the studios will only accept the material, the script, the pilot, if it's submitted by an attorney or an agent.
Really? Oh, yes. Right.
So, Rick, it's really smart because by submitting the material, I'm creating a traceable paper trail. And it shows that the material came from an attorney, and it's used as a deterrent.
Okay, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Also, there's another point in time, and this is classic, Rick, and I'm sure you've come across this one.
Mm-hmm.
When artists are doing deals with friends, or they're doing deals with people they know, for some odd reason, they avoid discussing the business side of the deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So everyone's really confused about what the nature of their relationship is because they're so into the creative side.
Yes, exactly.
And at that point, there should be some kind of collaboration deal or a joint venture, something that lays out the rights and the responsibilities.
So a legal document.
Absolutely.
Okay,
It should
put
be,
it in writing.
it could be a joint venture. It can be an LLC. It can be a simple collaboration agreement.
Okay.
And what happens is, if there's no money involved, there's no problem, right?
Right. Of course. Yes. But things get funny when it comes down to the money. I understand.
Exactly. But when the money starts coming in,
Yeah.
or people start whispering in one person's ear and not the other,
yeah.
then it starts to get a little funny.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense because again, Indies in Motion is about independent artists of all types, and I know I have a lot of people that come on that are independent filmmakers, and they collaborate with the other things that are needed for making that movie, bringing in the music or whatever else. But I think a lot of it could be just with my friend, my buddy, my cousin, whatever, a nod of the head, a shaking of the hand. And like you said, if there's no money being made, everybody's cool. And
Rick, one other thing about that, one of the things that I love about contracts is it's a powerful tool. It's right there in writing. It gives you a structured conversation.
Yes.
So you can talk about it. You can talk about profits. You can talk about losses.
Right.
You can talk about creative control. It allows a team to really get themselves together before they go out and start talking to third parties, to the outside world.
Outside world. Yeah. So I mean, does one have to have? Obviously, what I'm hearing you say is that one should hire like you as an attorney, but does the documents have to be really, really like the only person that can read and understand it would be an attorney, or can it be a more simple type form? I'm thinking like in taxes, you have your short form and your easy forms and whatever else. How does that work?
Well, if you are familiar with contracts and you want to just get your major deal points down, I suggest that, co-writers, co-producers, that they can attempt to do it themselves, but if you're not familiar with the business side, pull an attorney in. It's not that, it's not that much. It's well worth it.
Right. Okay.
And then the last thing I want to say in reference to that deals with financing and production agreements.
Oh, all right.
You should always consult an attorney before you start making promises to your investors or any of the above-the-line talent.
Oh.
Please do not wait until after. And, Rick, I'm going through this right now. And so when you asked me earlier what was on my mind,
yes,
this is what's on my mind.
I can feel you. I
have a producer. She's wonderful, and she started making verbal commitments to some actors.
Okay.
And she promised them a percentage of the gross profits.
Right.
And without getting into the minutia of that.
Right, okay.
She promised them gross profits, but the way she promised it to them, the actors were going to get paid before she was able to pay back her investors.
Which has to happen first.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You always want to take care of your investors. And the investment agreement actually read that way. So it just turned into a big deal, and I've been kind of sorting that out for her. If she had come to me earlier, we would have never run into this problem.
Could have avoided all of this mess.
Exactly.
Very good. Okay, so because again, as you said, when I'm talking with indie artists, and I'm no different, we focus so much on the creative end and wanting to get it out there, but fail to handle or learn much about, or not enough of, the business end, which of course this is part of the business end of the business of entertainment. And for instance, I have aspirations. I have a couple of books written, one which is a novel. My heart's desire is to turn that into a screenplay, adapt it into a screenplay. So it sounds to me like when I'm really, really getting real serious, like at least when I have the manuscript or the rough screenplay, that I need to contact you and say, okay, this is what to do. Advise me on how I should do it.
Absolutely. And we'll get an option purchase agreement drafted for you.
Okay.
And we'll make sure that all of your interests are protected.
I like that. Yeah, and protect my assets. Yes, indeed. That's a great word, huh?
Absolutely.
And I ain't got much assets back here anyway, so I have to cover it and protect everything I got back here. But anyway, yeah, because again, I know a number of people, indie filmmakers, that I don't think anyone's doing anything legally. I mean, not legally, but what I mean is, as far as what you're advising, getting legal documentation, because they're approaching all these various people. So I like that. Again, because oftentimes we don't think about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I tell you, one of the things that we really focus on at my law firm is educating and empowering our clients.
Beautiful.
So when they're out there having those initial conversations, if it's with investors, if it's with, producers, writers, actors, anyone that they're having conversations with, that they're really prepared to have an intelligent conversation, and they don't make promises, they don't make commitments that they can't keep.
Yeah, because oftentimes that's the case. You say almost anything, agree to almost anything to get a nod in the right direction. Well, now, for instance, like I'm looking at some notes here, how to protect your ideas, treatments, and screenplays. I know you kind of touched on that earlier, but again, when you're having one of those power meetings, over coffee or whatever at the local, place, and you're talking with a prospective investor or agent, whomever, but again, they want to hear what you have. I mean, how do you protect that idea?
Well, it's, you want to, before you even show up to the meeting, want to send an email confirming the meeting. See, now you're getting smart. Now you're starting to create a paper trail. You want to thank the person. Let's just say you're a writer. We'll use your example.
Yes.
You have a screenplay that you have written based on your book.
Right.
You're meeting with a producer, and you send them an email and thank them for taking the time to meet with you to discuss, the title of your project, and just memorialize that meeting with an email. You meet with them, and then when you get back to your office, you send them another email. And you cover in your email, without being too obvious,
right,
all the deal points, all the material that you discussed at the meeting.
Okay.
So that way you have a record, a document that this person had access to your material.
Wow.
And that's part of what a copyright infringement case deals with. That's one of the material causes of action that have to be proven, and that's what you're covering. So now you're being smart.
Yeah, I like that. That's beautiful. Reminds me, yeah. That's very simple and easy to do, and you need to communicate with whomever anyway. So, all right. I like that. Now, I see here something. I'm kind of going to jump around a little bit, but I'm very interested in knowing what the new business model is, the 360 deal. What is that?
Well, with the onslaught of piracy and just technology and the internet several years ago, the music business just really was turned upside down.
Yeah.
And the studios were looking to make up for losses by taking all of the musicians, of the entertainers, the music entertainers' revenues. So 360 refers to all of the profits, all of the revenues that are coming in. So not just record deals, but you're dealing with the merchandising, the acting deals, everything that comes in, they were looking to control. And that's how it got the name 360.
Oh, my.
They got you coming and going.
Yeah, I see that. I see. Well, again, that's why we need to contact you. And speaking of which, how may my listeners contact you?
Well, Rick, it's easy to contact me. You can call me at my office. My number is 310-858-5538.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, you can email me. My email address is Akua@boyennelaw.com, and that's spelled AKUA at Boyenne BoyenneLaw.com. And also, you can be my friend on Facebook.
Hey, just like me.
So you can connect with me on Facebook as well.
Yeah, and see her pretty face.
And what's really great about with Facebook is you can find out, my speaking events and what's going on, and really just get empowered and educated about your deals.
Cool. And did you give out a web address? You have a...
Yes, my website is Boyenne Law, www.boyennelaw.com, and that's BOYENNELAW.
Yeah.
.com.
Wow. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, I know I am going to be contacting you because I have a couple of things that are beginning to go into the works, and I think it's going to require some legal consultation just to make sure my assets are covered or protected.
Give me a call anytime, and I'll make sure I take good care of you.
Oh, I know you will. I know you will. Just like all this wonderful advice that you've given out on the air and to my audience everywhere. We only have like 1 minute left, but I see it. Like, for instance, what is it that there's no such thing as international trademark? What's behind that statement?
Right. Sometimes talent, they believe that all they have to do is press a button and their trademark will cover them over the entire, world, every continent.
Yes.
It doesn't happen that way.
Oh.
You actually have to protect yourself here in America, of course.
Right.
And then there's a whole process of getting protection in foreign countries.
And every country I take is different.
That's correct. You can. There are times where you can do it as somewhat of a package deal, but it's somewhat complicated, and definitely you want to seek an entertainment attorney to handle that for you.
Good. Wow. It just gets deeper and deeper. And unfortunately, we can't get deeper and deeper with you because I'm looking at the clock and it's telling me I need to move on. But, oh, my goodness, I just so appreciate you coming on and sharing this most valuable information with us. This is like so cool, and we're so privileged to have you on our show.
Well, Rick, thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to talking to you sometime in the future.
Yes, you will, guaranteed.
Okay.
Well, you have a great day, and keep on protecting those assets.
Thanks, Rick. Take care.
All right, talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.